all set as their Ravens will match up with the Indianapolis Colts. In the middle of a cold night in 1984, but the Colts are back, and we're underway in Baltimore. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. At the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Mayfield's throw here into the hands of Moore. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
8 yards to go on 2nd down. They go play action. Mayfield going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. DJ Moore, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start by running the option to the right. Still going. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
And that is something that we just saw there that you obviously have to be prepared for when you try to defend Lamar Jackson. That likely will not be the last time that we see him take off.
I love your language there, partner. You have to be prepared for it. You work at it, but I don't care how much you prepare. It is hard as heck to execute against Lamar Jackson. Great vision, great speed, tenacity, runs through tackles, makes people miss. It's always a long game when you're trying to corral Lamar Jackson.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And he will have a Ravens first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Tucker with the extra point.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And they can't bring him down. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. DJ Moore, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Here's Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete.
A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
And this returnable for Hines. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Play fake. Mayfield. He's going to look deep for more. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Mayfield. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Wide open, complete. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts add on to their lead. Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This fielded right at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And that's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now it's Jackson. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
To throw is Jackson. Flushed out right. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Second down and 7. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. This is caught. It's Woods. Touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the...
Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run.
And a good catch there by Mark Andrews. And many think that paired with Lamar Jackson, they may be the best quarterback-tight end combo this side of Mahomes and Kelsey.
Jackson on first down. He'll go right back to Andrews. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Now Jackson on first down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
To throw again is Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And that will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 55 rushing yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
That's the type of run that Jonathan Taylor gives you so often, and you just can't take it for granted. He finds a way to get those extra yards. The third running back taken in the 2020 draft, but he had the best numbers by far of any of them. 1,169 yards, third most in the NFL, and by the last quarter of the season, he ranked among the best runners in the league.
Derek Wolfe there on the tackle. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Quick slant here to Woods. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, it's Taylor. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the...
Well, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. The 30. 10, 5, and he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. That's a tough spot as a quarterback, Charles. You want to get rid of it, but you see what can happen when you do try to get rid of it with pressure.
And how about the pressure coming without them having to blitz? That's when you know things are clicking for your defense, and the end result, they end up gaining 6 points.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Oh, leaping, and he makes the grab. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's a 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Mayfield looks to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 15. I don't want to take too much away from his performance throwing the football. He's got the 4 touchdown passes, but this now a 2nd interception of the ball game.
And partner, part of what's gotten him the 4 touchdowns is a certain fearlessness. But that fearlessness borders with recklessness, and the latter just occurred.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. After the interception, here's Jackson. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
And I have to think that the Ravens are going to continue to find ways to get J.K. Dobbins the ball, and even more in the passing game this year. Just 18 catches as a rookie a year ago. Would not be surprised to see that number at least double.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Blankenship out for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
First down and more for Jackson. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. This hasn't been their cleanest first half of football. Last thing they wanted to do was give it up to the opposition, but able to keep it as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, tough first half, no doubt about it. But if they turn it over there, now things turn a little, how would you say it, dire? And they didn't need that hassle at all. So being able to take care of the football is paramount. Fortunate bounce for them there in order to retain it.
Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. And this will not be returned, so the 2nd half begins with a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
The false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good game before he's taken down. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Sam Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Running left, Taylor. And he powers his way up past the 30.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll find his target, Woods. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want ball victim.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Colts. Paris Campbell, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Again, he's got that man Landry. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. That's to his running back, complete. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Jackson going to find his running back here. It's Dobbins. And he's got room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they've brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clock showing 90 seconds to go in the 3rd. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And the Colts are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. Oh, what a juke into space. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 111 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
He's coming. We got double. Regular. Hurry. Switch.
Mayfield off the play fake. He's going to look deep for more. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Indianapolis. DJ Moore, 51 yards. And the Colts have got it on cruise control. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started. And that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty. And before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
4th down, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 1st down, it's Taylor. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9.
56. You're trash. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me.
They run once more with Taylor. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Here's Mayfield. Hits his target, the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Now let's see. Yeah, the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
56. 56. Check 56. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Hurry. 56 is the mic.
From the gun, Mayfield. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. Throwing to start the drive. Jackson. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty is a result of that hit there.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game.
That's caught inside the 20. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews with their second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Ravens get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. So he's hit pay dirt twice, but still they're facing that deficit here in the second half.
So they're going to see if they can continue to find ways to get him the football, because obviously something is working for him to find the end zone twice. In any event, however this turns out, he's going to be hard to deal with in the film room, isn't he? He's going to want to know why he's not getting more passes thrown in.
Those big tight ends are getting greedy. Tucker with an extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And this is incomplete.
You definitely would have liked to have hit on that one, because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Mayfield now. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
2nd down at 4.
Play 56. 56, Mike, 56.
Mayfield to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
The Colts on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, Mayfield. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. A first down throw from Mayfield. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. He'll try again. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the writers to our left, and their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is it lopsided.
Yeah, we can see our guy Scoop. He's even got his fedora tipped over his face. I think he's taking a nap now. Nothing left to write for him, but how gratifying has it been for them to see what they've done in practice and carry it into a game and see the execution be so good. They've got to feel fantastic about what they've accomplished in this one.
This taken in at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to about the 19. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And my goodness, that means this next drive will begin 4 yards from the end zone already. So quite a turn of events. This is 1st and goal from the 3.
Check 26, check 26. Regular.
They'll look to run with Taylor. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Taken at the goal line. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Colts are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. He's going to go up top again. And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens are going to get it back here just past the 35. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. 1st down and more for Jackson. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Colts, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, things aren't looking good. It'll be an 0-5 start, and they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.